Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my wonderful YouTube. This one is a very, very special one. So I have put together the worst Christmas dinner ever, and I've invited someone along to help me make Christmas that extra little bit special and to help you out. As you can see, there's bottles of Vino Collapso here, and we're gonna be talking about wine and Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a massive round of applause for Mr. Tom the Wine Man! Tom Gilby, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Lovely to have you, mate.
So good to have you, and I'm so pleased that I chose these rather than you.
So, my kind of wine is red, like anything red.
Give us your favourite wine.
Red. The red, where'd you put it? You hid it.
Down there.
You hid it because it was so bad. Sabine and Mrs. love this. Like honestly, £6.99, £7, absolute belter.
Yeah, now a lot of people, wine snobs, would go, not at all. I'd say that is a Tuesday night wine, Martin. This is not a Christmas Day wine.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll find out.
Okay, but I don't drink wine on a Tuesday. Okay. Only on a Wednesday. So what we're going to do is I've got a roast dinner, as I said, but we're going to talk about like 5 common things in wine, how to taste wine. Like, I don't have a clue. I basically stick it in my gob, drink it, go, I feel a bit pissed.
Should we do that and then you get the food out?
Let's do it at the same time.
Okay, I've got 5 Christmas wines, 1 fizz, which is a Cremant de Loire from the northern France, 2 whites, because Martin says he likes Sauvignon Blanc,
Canapé.
and then 2 reds, 1 a Pinot Noir from South Africa, and an Amarone, all of which are fantastic. Really different flavours.
I've just put toast in the fridge. So we've got some cold toast, and I've got some patoutes.
Good, get it on there. Can I talk about fizz?
You do that.
Various different types of fizz you can go for. A lot of people would be going for a Prosecco, some will be going for a Champagne.
Yeah.
Champagne's obviously quite pricey. Prosecco, I just think, is, like Campo Viejo, a bit Tuesday night. So, we've gone for a Cremant de Loire, and I've got one from Sainsbury's. Now, I'm putting it, yeah, I know, look at the bubbles in that.
Looks like
baby.
a cream soda.
It does, doesn't it? So they're really small bubbles rising from the bottom of the glass.
What does that mean?
Well, if you had a Prosecco in there, it would be a bit like looking at a jacuzzi.
Yes.
Yeah, and it wouldn't last long. What this wine has done is been fermented in the bottle. So
Okay.
they start with a still wine. They then put yeast in it and a little bit of sweet solution, beer cap on it, and then it starts fermenting. And when something starts fermenting, it releases carbon dioxide. That's trapped in, gives it the fizz. And then they do this really cool thing called disgorging, which is basically turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Freeze the neck, turn it the right way around, pop it off, and the pressure in the bottle chucks out all the shit. Bit more goes in, cork, fancy label. So basically,
There is a lot to that.
it's an absolute ball ache to make.
Keeps it fizzy.
No, it doesn't. The only way to keep that fizzy is by ram a champagne stopper in the top. But 12 quid.
Yeah.
Cremant de Loire, so you're up in the Loire Valley. Grape varieties, sort of Chenin and local grape varieties, and it's sort of biscuity, green apple. Right, taste.
What do we do?
Well, first of all, we've had a look, and it's small bubbles. We like that. Then we have a smell, and sometimes us wine get things like sort of brioche and like bready.
Brioche? Are these words you just make
bready
up?
notes.
Oh, bready.
Will you shut up?
Muffin, English muffin.
Yeah, English,
sourdough.
yeah. And then when you taste it, put it all around your mouth because you'll know you're a chef. Sweetness on the front, acidity on the side. For a good sparkling wine, you want it to be fresh. You want a bit of acidity. So.
I do like mouthwash.
Yeah, it's not like mouthwash, but it's really fresh, tingly.
It's amazing. You could bottomless brunch that any day.
And it's a lot drier than a Prosecco. I start drinking at 11 o'clock on Christmas
about
Day.
to say, I'm
what
a
do you
10
do?
a.m.er.
You're a 10 a.m.er. I think for a 10 a.m.er, that is absolute gold dust. And it's basically, you'll like this.
Sorry.
The way to tell a good wine is how long you can taste it after you've swallowed it.
Because I'm still like going...
Yeah, 1 to 4 seconds, petrol station wine. 4 to 7 seconds is quite good, maybe up to about 20 quid. 7 seconds plus,
You're in the big time.
You found a friend.
What about this one? This is in you for like a week.
Yeah.
It coats you. Not that good. That is banging.
And there are 7, or there are 8, Fred. How many? 8. There are 8.
You can talk, Fred. It's all right. Don't worry.
There are 8 regions in France
Yeah.
that can make fizzy wine, make Cremant. All of them will use local grape varieties, same way as Champagne, and make something pretty much as delicious as that.
So if they're looking out for something, it just says
Cremant.
Cremant. And that's-
Cremant
and it's-
it
to
doesn't
whatever.
matter. Cremant
Cremant de Hackney.
Your Cremant Hackney. My favourite though, honestly, for the money and because of that green apple kind of freshness is Cremant de Loire. Because the further north you go, the cooler the climate.
Closer to England.
Closer to England, cooler climate, fresher. So when you get an English sparkling wine, it's like,
bit zingy.
Yeah.
That's it. Amazing. All right.
So great.
So, see you later, Prosecco. Hello, Cremant.
Yeah.
Champagne?
Yeah, great.
If you've got the money.
Really good, but to be honest, I think for the money,
Did we say how much it was?
12 quid.
Woo!
Get yourself down to any of the supermarkets and buy their own label stuff.
Really?
Yeah, really good.
What, even Aldi Doody and Little Littles?
I've got an Aldi Doody. We'll do it later.
What's next?
I want to eat that.
Oh yeah, eat that. Lovely warm taste.
Happy Christmas.
What a day. So we're back in. So here is our wonderfully roast dinner. I've done you beef, turkey, miniature chicken. We've got some red cabbage, cauliflower cheese, roast potatoes, carrots, and we've hidden the Brussels sprouts because I burnt them.
Brilliant. So we've got
Pair
at
it.
least 6 flavours going on. You can honestly, Martin, you cannot get a more difficult meal to pair wine with. Now, what we're going to do, I've got 2 whites and I've got 2 reds. Because some people...
Are you trying to get me drunk?
Yeah, some people will want to be drinking white through Christmas dinner.
So quickly, I've got 2 questions for you. If someone is having a Vin Blanc, so that's white wine in Daddy's language.
Thank you.
They've said they normally have it with fish or light dishes.
Right.
What are we saying?
It doesn't matter what colour wine you have, but there's one golden rule that works. The stronger the food, the stronger the wine you put with it. So
Okay.
you just measure intensity. Now I'm going to get a corkscrew and I'm going to give you 2 wines. Nice.
Where's this one from?
Right, so that is a Chenin Blanc from Aldi, Lidl.
South Africa. Fred?
No, that one's little.
This one's
Yes.
Lidl.
So it's a Chenin Blanc from Lidl.
Lidl.
Okay, so Chenin Blanc is a great variety. They grow in the Loire, where we had our fizz from.
Yeah.
But then the South Africans nicked it and decided to do really good stuff with it because they just get it a little bit riper.
What, so they nick a grape? Is that what
So they just plant it over there.
Ah.
So what you'll find with the
Oh.
South African Chenin, it's quite ripe and juicy. So it'll be really good with lots of flavour.
Smells
So-
nice, but
Yeah.
I can't smell any brioche.
No, because it's not a fizz.
All right.
So you'll get. Jeez. Right. So.
I thought it was a good question.
So Chenin, you'll get a little bit of honeysuckle, a little bit of citrus, sort of bit of tropical fruit. It's right.
Oh,
sort of
that is
melon and
glorious.
apple. Honestly, $6.99 from Aldi.
I would say that
From Lidl.
that's
From
an
Lidl.
easy drinker.
But it's a banger. And you'll love that if you like Sauvignon Blanc. You'll love that if you like Chardonnay. It's clean, and the warmer you go for your grapes, the lower the acidity.
So that's the one that I would have. Like
Yeah.
if I ever look at a wine menu, I go 12 quid.
Yeah. but isn't that tasty? Now, the other thing to look out for at Christmas, I think, is something you haven't tried before.
Yeah.
And these guys, Waitrose, my posh supermarket, it's literally one of the oldest grape varieties from France.
How do you know which one you're drinking?
Because I know what you're drinking. Put it in there.
I tell you what, I cheated a little bit,
Had
but
a go on it.
I smelt it, but I saw the label.
Yeah.
That smells like Lipton iced tea. Peach, and it said peach on the front.
It does.
I don't know if I got like
It
duped
does.
by my
Yeah,
own
it
brain.
does.
But
It's really stone
Oh.
fruity. $8.99, and it's a really interesting wine. But again,
It's
quite
delicious.
soft, quite juicy.
that is absolutely, well, I like that. Good branding. I would have bought this just purely for the branding.
No, I did that.
Oh, did you?
Little red circle
little
around where it
little
is.
red ring.
So you're right in the south of France, but can you feel a little tingle of acidity
I
there?
do, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get that from a warmer climate. You only get that from wines from Europe or if you're high up a mountain.
So-
it keeps that freshness.
Right, so
I literally love it.
So, but that's the thing with me. Like, this is why I go for the old Rioja because I'm always like,
safe.
$7.99. I know I'll drink it.
Yeah.
It gets me hammered. They should do a bottle and a half because
They
I'm
do
a
magnums.
I'm
They
a
do-
2.5 bottler.
God, I tell you, your miniature turkey is so good. I haven't even put it in my gob yet. You want that wine?
That one, Chenin Blanc with the old miniature turkey and cauliflower cheese.
Because it's just a little bit riper and the flavours in that are just so big. If you try that with both of those,
That one.
Yeah.
100%.
right,
Chenin.
if we're going to do like 5 rules
Yeah.
of what to do with Christmas, there's 2 we've already done.
Cremant.
Yeah, and then go for a warmer climate white wine with Christmas dinner. In with the whiteboard.
In with the whiteboard. So, rules. Number 1, Cremant. Number 2,
Warm climate. So don't do Europe for white.
white. That's a good rule.
And
Number
you can
3,
do, well, should we do a red?
we're recording. Right, we're back on to some food and we're going on to the
Reds.
Reds, not rosé.
No rosé. It's Christmas. I've gone 2 really, really lovely reds. My favourite would normally be a Pinot Noir, but I've bought also something that Aldi are doing.
I wouldn't go for that because of the label. It looks a bit intense for me. It's full-on, full-bodied.
Yes.
Top end of the spectrum.
Well, come on, it's Christmas.
So what's the ones when you have like a red wine, you can drink it and you look all right. But what's the ones that you drink and then you get like the crusty lips around there and your
This
teeth?
one.
Is that one?
You're gonna love it.
Oh god.
So it's tannin. So for white wines, it's basically fermented grape juice. To make a red wine, you've got to ferment the whole grape. And so you ferment the skins, all that stuff, and it's got tannin, which is what stains your teeth.
These kind of wines, you don't have to be too precious about how you open them because the corks they're not old enough to like rot away and all that kind of
No,
jazz.
but look at that. It's pretty, isn't it? So basically, don't bastardise your bottle because it's going on the table. So nice, simple, easy waiter's friend, which is basically something that looks like that.
Is that branded?
Of course it is. But I haven't shown it
Let me
to
check your pants.
So you cut, I always cut under the lip of the wine, like that.
Beautiful.
And then off with the top, and it's just nice and...
Screw top's easy though, isn't it? Are you offended by screw tops?
No, I love screw tops.
Great.
Love screw tops.
Okay. Oh, any tips on finding a red wine that I like? I drink Marlborough. Isn't that a cigarette?
Yeah, but I smoke Marlborough.
I smoke Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc usually.
Okay, Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, really fruity. So I'm sort of thinking that this person, and quite a few other people, and me, like fruity wine. Really easy drinking. Guess what I've got?
It's like we've rigged it. But look, these are all the questions, 15 of them.
They're not interested. This is a Pinot Noir from South Africa. So Pinot Noir is a light grape variety. But look, it's so light, you can actually read biscuits for cheese through it.
That's it, M&S. We're so posh, aren't we?
We're so posh. It's a lighter red wine, and the tannin in it, which is the bit you get from a cup of tea with no milk in it and the tea bag in, the bit that goes... You get much less of it with Pinot.
I feel like I'll enjoy this one.
Yeah.
You know when you swill it, what is this all about?
Right, so these glasses, Fred's bought us Riedel glasses, beautiful. So they're thinner at the top than there.
Yeah.
And when you swirl it now.
Swirling.
Yeah, good. So that's pushing the wine up to there, and then it begins to release its aroma. So now get your schnoz in it.
Oh.
And Pinot Noir is all about red fruit. So if you've got like a little bit of red cherry or a little bit of strawberry or raspberry, and it should be soft and juicy. Really smooth and
easy. So easy. That's me in front of the fire, bottle to myself.
Well, that is, I think, a warm-up red to this. But the thing about a Pinot Noir is it goes with turkey and beef.
Nice, that's what
Okay,
we
so
want.
it goes really well with a white meat.
See?
So try it.
Okay.
And it also goes with all the other stuff.
All the trimmings. Because that's the thing, I suppose like you said, with Christmas dinner, it is everything. It's such a hard thing to balance with, but I've got to put a lot of spice in this as well.
Yeah, and you've got like red cabbage, that's got so much flavour to it. I've got a juicy carrot. Oh, that is really good.
Oh, sacre bleu, Monsieur Rodney. One question that popped into my head, red wine, warm. What?
No.
What do you do?
It's a big fat no.
Really?
Yeah, because it will always, you could warm it up in the glass, but if you put that next to the cooker for like half an hour, it would taste like soup.
So what kind of temperature you want to have it though? Because I know a lot of people keep their wine outside at Christmas. Cold red's fine.
I think, yeah. 18, 20 degrees for that would be just perfect.
What are we saying?
M&S, let me check my notes, 14 quid. So it is,
We're creeping.
we're creeping. But I think Pinot Noir full stop, if you're gonna go 14 quid or less, you wanna go warm climate, California, South Africa.
You like the warm?
Yeah, I do for Pinot Noir, and if you're under 14 quid.
Is that another rule?
Yeah, you can get a really, let's just wait until, just wait. This,
I'm a bit nervous. I'm nervous. Right, okay. Give it a swirl. I'm gonna say leather and black pepper. Is that right?
I'm saying nothing until you try it.
Ooh. Not what you would think. I tell you what, I can answer this straight away.
The bed, that's good.
That's what I was gonna say.
When you can feel how warm is your
Yeah, my
whole-
face is melting.
Yeah. Why is it good? It's got tannin and structure to it that this wine has less of.
Yeah, I feel like I was subliminally skewed by it being full-bodied. I kind of go like, oh, that's gonna be like...
Yeah, if you poured that for anybody just at the table, they think it's absolutely delicious. And when you try it with the food there. Now, Amarone is made in a really particular way. So in northern Italy, in Veneto...
I was going to say it sounds a bit mafia-esque.
Yeah, well that's southern Italy actually, but
Sorry,
not
mate.
to worry. And You're in Veneto and they use a grape called Corvina and then dry them in racks in the vineyard. So the sugar concentrates. They then ferment the juice and the yeast die, leaving a lot of residual sugar. So there's quite a lot of sugar left in that wine.
I've absolutely smashed that.
So good though.
Hey, where's this one from? What supermarché?
It's from Aldi.
Aldi?
Yeah, honestly, Amarone is normally 40 quid a bottle. This is 17.99, so it is expensive, but you're not going to need a lot of it.
But that is a real treat. Can we try my Rioja?
Yeah.
Just feel how, like...
Yeah, okay. This is like
So what is-
mouthwash compared to that.
I know.
Not that it's not good, it's just that it's a lot lighter. Right, I'm going to give you a little rinse. Quickest way to rinse a wine glass.
You drink that?
No. So here they use a grape called Tempranillo, and they age their wine in American oak barrels.
It tastes so corky,
Yeah.
and oaky and woody.
Smoky and vanilla-y, but it's the only wine region in the world that use American oak barrels that give it that coffee and cocoa kind of thing. It's really good.
It's all right, isn't it?
But it's not Christmas. Come on, this is Christmas. There, a Pinot Noir for a dish like that is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
And for a treat, and I don't really care whether I'm eating cheese, Christmas cake, or whatever, that from Amarone from Lidl.
Let me get another question while you're...
Holy Maloney, get a question.
Best dessert wine?
Dessert wine could be red, could be a port, or a white dessert wine. I think if you're going to go for the best value quality dessert wine, you want to go to France and you go to an area called Montbazillac. They make a dessert wine that is like honey, nectar, fantastic wine. Absolutely delicious. So I'd go there.
Montbazillac. We've only got 2 rules.
Yeah, no. Okay, so the third rule, Pinot Noir.
Pinot.
We're going to say under 15 quid, warm climate.
4?
Dessert wine, Montbazillac. Or a Sauterne. So do a slash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there he goes.
Okay. I've had a Sauternes before.
Yeah, and I bet you Aldi will do something like that at a silly price, and it'd be well worth it.
Okay.
Go on.
5?
Right. No rosé. No rosé. Christmas? No rosé.
You've just offended
Yeah.
the whole of Essex. My God, what a roller coaster I've been on.
Actually, the rule number 5 should be supermarkets. Go for their own label wines.
I heard
They're
you say this.
selected by, or so Aldi do the selected by, Sainsbury's Taste the Difference, Waitrose do this stuff. So if it says the name of the supermarket on the wine, it's going to be really good value. I run a wine business, and I hate these. Can you bleep that out? Because they're so good.
Hang on, would you know if I went...
Yeah, I'd never buy this. That's like absolutely...
Do you know how much that was?
I'm gonna, okay, this, do I know how much that was? Chateau Grand Planté Bordeaux 21, 7.99.
I want to say it was like 14.
14 quid.
Oh, I thought that was expensive.
Well, you've been done. Bordeaux, you shouldn't really buy until you hit 20 quid a bottle.
That's a good rule.
Controversial.
Bordeaux.
Almost.
Rule number 6.
Yeah, Bordeaux, just, honestly, don't play that game. Play this game.
I feel like I've learned so much, but I'm still so confused.
Well then, let's do more of these. Don't be afraid. The other thing is just don't be afraid. Have a crack at everything.
And just drink.
And just go.
Responsibly.
Just have fun.
Drink responsibly.
Just have fun.
Oh,
Good.
Tom, thank you so much.
Right,
What are we
chin
drinking?
chin. I'm having
Cheers.
Amarone.
I don't know what that is.
That's a Rioja.